What's going on, Dragon Ballers? We're here at Russell Stelzer, our boy who got top 16 at Nationals. What's going on, Russ?
How's it going?
Good, man. So, at the end of all the testing, you ended on Sin Shenron. I know it was you were going through a couple decks. So, why'd you play Sin?
Honestly, like our team tested quite a bit, and there was a lot of decks we were on. I was really on Golden Frieza for a while, but there was just like a few matchups I didn't really like. And then I started playing Sin Shenron and stopped losing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play this deck, and it worked out.
All right, cool. Let's see what you played.
All right, so obviously we have the leader. Everybody should know what he does now. You tap 6, you win.
All right, that's it.
Going to the engine.
Who would have looked?
We have we have 4 1-drops, which grab your 4 4-drops. Probably one of the best cards in the game right now.
The 4-drop?
Oh yeah, especially against like aggro leaders like Gogeta Zeno. Like you just turn 2, stop their leader, and there's not much they can do after that. This dude also super titty against Gogeta Zeno, and I played a lot of Gogeta Zeno this weekend. You just play this dude down, and they can't thwarting it away. As long as you can rest the thwarting and remove it, then like this dude is just never leaving the board in that matchup.
Yeah, I thought I remember you said like the Gogeta Zeno matchup wasn't as free as some people said it was for Sin. Like, you have any thoughts on it, or?
No, it's actually super free.
Oh, okay, I must have misheard you then. All right, never mind.
Then of course the 4 ice to grab the 1-star. And then 2 Oceanus. He's basically Zarbon, but you just have to burst 1 for Shadow Dragons. It comes up a lot, honestly. Like you block with something, and then your opponent swings like a 15k at your leader, and then you combo this on to out of the 15k, and then you restand your blocker, and then you get to stop like 3 attacks. He's actually really good. And then 2 Nova. Honestly, I don't really use him that much, but he's just like another name, and he sometimes comes up when you want to like apply more pressure on like Unisons, or just kind of flood the board when you're trying to go a little bit more aggressive. 3 Haze. This is another one of my favorite cards in the deck, especially against, again, Gogeta Zeno. It just lets you turn 1 or 2 play your 1-star safely, because even if they open thwarting, you're going to get to kill it no matter what. So you can just tap out, play your 1-star, they swing with thwarting, you kill it, and then you just start going up your chain.
Do you remember what you had 4 in the main or not?
No, just because like you have so much, you search so much in this deck. Like I honestly drew all 3 like almost every game. I'm broken.
Apparently.
4 Oceanus. This guy is just another consistency, and he also pairs really well with Omega. This was honestly like the best like duo cards in the whole deck, especially because a lot of people are on Pan Secret right now. So when you get to late game situations where you know that your opponent has to pan to like stay alive, you just copy Oceanus with Omega, and you make this your first attack of the turn. So when they pan you, you just rest it, and then you can pop it with Haze, because the pan doesn't actually stop the attack. So yeah, like nobody ever really got to resolve pans on me, just because as soon as it hit the board, they died. So this card was super broken all weekend. My super combos are 4 Zamasu super combos. I stay above 4 life most games, just because as soon as my Unison hits the board, I awaken. So a lot of times you're at 7, 6 life for most games. So draw super combos are rarely ever live for me. And just being able to like tap multiple things down against aggressive matchups is super nice. And then going into my Unison lineup, I play 4 Meki and 1 Goku Black. I just wanted the 5th Unison just because it's really important that you see your Unison on curve. You want to be able to awaken. And this did come up in handy a lot against like matchups like Cell Surge and Gogeta Zeno. Like being able to awaken a turn early and just start drawing more cards is important. Also the -1 of like popping stuff I use quite often. But Meki is just, in my opinion, the best Unison in the game, and it just put in a lot of work all weekend.
And now you got those winners, eh?
I do. Shout out to Danny and Marcus. They told me to swap. I was playing Nimbus at first just because, I don't know, I've always played Nimbus in this deck, and the discard is actually pretty relevant when you're going into your turn 6. A lot of times you have like 1 energy open for your Floodgate, and being able to like Nimbus and pitch like your 9-star if you want to get another 9-star in your drop is pretty important. But this card into Meki Unison is like the most broken interaction in the game. because you just get a Forbidden Power, and then since it doesn't negate the attack, you get to block with Meki and then tap down like their best battle card, or Unison, and then they'll only have one more attack for the turn. And you run so many other blockers, you just block their last attack and they pass back to you. 4 power with Super Saiyan. We all know what this card does. It's a yellow staple.
Super broken.
I mean, 3 Saiyan Instincts. Because Cell Surge, game 1 can be kind of tough, and game 1s are really important with the new time rules, so I didn't want to lose Cell Surge. I played no Cell Surge. So this card was literally charged every single game. I think I activated it like once the entire tournament. But yeah, it was there for when I needed it. One of the other MVPs of the deck was the Frieza 5-drop. This caught a lot of people off guard. This card,
you definitely don't see this in Sin.
Oh yeah, this card just like is so good against like blue matchups, any slower matchups that just can't get rid of it. It just comes down, and you just like, especially when you tap 6, you just start swinging with a bunch of dudes and they just can't negate anything, or else you just tap down all their stuff. It's also really nice because you don't have a lot of spot removal in the deck, but you have a lot of ways to tap things down. So like a lot of times I play him and like blow up like 4 to 6 cards. It is pretty lit. My secret rare choice was Sin Secret Rare. And I want to say that literally everybody on the team told me not to play this card. Everybody said this card was trash.
I don't know about everybody.
Bro,
I didn't say.
I want to hear it because I've gotten roasted so many times for talking about the secret rare, but I tell you, this card is literally the iron. Is literally is the iron wall. This card is just like, it turns your leader into Hatch. Like, it doesn't matter what your opponent does, you just pass and like you just block every attack. And once you hit 6 energy, it doesn't matter if he dies because he just comes straight back. So you literally just spend there. I can't say more. This card's broken. I love it. And then I have 4 1-0s to round off the deck. I have a Giant Ball. I was thinking about Steadfast, but sometimes you don't really get 2 extra cards in the drop until like later on in the game. So this one was just nice because live turn 1, it can rest mode thwartings early on. Yeah, he came in handy. He's also good against Fu. Fu's like one of the only cards I really fear. So being able to just like rest mode Fu and not have to worry about a 30k double strike was actually pretty relevant. 1 Poutine, obviously we're a yellow deck, we rest a lot of cards, so you gotta play the Poutine. Shout out to my boy Justin Rios. You mentioned.
Oh no! Oh no!
He mentioned this card in testing because he really liked Xeno Sin, and I was like, you know what, I could just throw this in my deck because it's a Shadow Dragon, you can revive it. The most important thing is he has Deflect. The Secret Rare also has Deflect, so against blue, I can still tap 6 and play out Secret Rare in this guy, and then just add 5 cards back to my hand. He's also a double striker, barrier, blocker, so he has literally every keyword skill in the game. His Spirit Boost is actually really relevant because you can swing with him, and then Spirit Boost 1 to untap him, and your opponent mills a card. So he's 2 double strike swings. He actually put in a lot of work this weekend. And then my last card in the main deck was 1 Death Blaster. Again, this was for Fu Shrouded. It was literally the only battle card I fear in the game. For those of you that don't know what this card does, you remove 2 extra cards that cost 1 or more from your drop area, and then he's a Cold Bloodlust that rusted the card. Yeah, I never got to use on a Fu, but
Dang, I didn't get a shout out for that one. Dang.
one can dream. Oh yeah. Thank God. Shout out to Joey.
No, let's get going, man. Move on. Go to the side deck. You know, I don't care.
All right, moving on to the side deck.
I told you Giant Ball too, man.
We got our SpongeBob tokens, obviously. It is a staple, you know. Honestly, the only reason why I lost the top 16 is because I played these game 1 against Android 21, and I won. And then games 2, I used my Rugrats and Doug and Ren and Stimpy, and I lost. So then,
Get murked.
mistakes were made, you know. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
Going on to the side deck, we have a Nimbus. Honestly, like when Danny told me to put in the Forbidden Powers, I didn't know how good Forbidden Power was going to be, so I kept Nimbus in the side deck just in case I needed to side out the Forbidden Powers games too. The card's broken. And then 2 Time Magic. just because a lot of people on our team were playing Golden Frieza, and I don't want to lose to Dragon Fist. But it's also has other applications, like you have like Keflas. There's a lot of dual attackers in the game, so yeah.
Against Keflas. Alright. I like that.
We have the 4 Saiyan Instincts because I don't like Cell Surge. 2 Vegetas. I honestly don't really know why I threw it in there.
Slug's annoying.
Like, it was Slug, but honestly, like, no one's going to drop Slug on Sin because all your dudes are 30Ks. So yeah, he was not relevant at all. 2 Vegetas. This was for Gogeta Zeno. Just in case you, like, get off to a slow start or brick, this can just kind of stall out some turns until you get your engine rolling, and then you win from there. 1 max power. This came in. I played 1 mirror match. This came in. I bring it in again against Gogeta Zeno because if they're thwarting ever sticks, I can just pop it and then go up my chain. Against like blue matchups, you can like rest mode a Kefla and then just pop it on your turn. I don't know. This card was actually just really good. 1 Fu. Main deck space was kind of tight. I don't know. So I just decided to throw him in the side deck. Actually don't know if I ever sided this card in, to be completely honest.
Played about a 7-card side deck.
I thought you said you shouted someone.
Did I shroud somebody?
You told me that. Icarus?
Oh no, Duval, yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't finish that game, so it didn't matter. 3 Dabura, again, this was for Cell Surge. 1 Swift Cooler, any slower matchups, blue, anything that runs a lot of negates, and then to round off the side up, we had 1 Unexpected Turn, again.
Was that irrelevant?
Again, I sided it, never got food when I had it in hand, and then I had it in for my top 16 match because I knew he played the Super 17 Arrival card, and it did nothing because he just swung it with me at the 8-drop and then ripped it from my hand, and then he Super 17'd me. So, unfortunately, it did not come up, but it is what it is, you know?
Gotcha. Well, Russ, that's the deck profile. Thanks for your time, man. Any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
Shout-outs to the team for all the testing. Shout-outs to Marcus for hosting us the week before Nats. Honestly, got a lot of really good testing in, and that's what, like, made me settle in on Sin. Shout-outs to all our sponsors. Shout-outs to all the West Coast crew, the Washington homies, you know who you are. And
Mr. TCG is your sponsor. I forgot the name for a second.
Shout out to Eden.
Shout out to Joey and his channel. And yeah, shout out to Core TCG for putting on a good Nats. Yeah, you'll see me in Top Cut again next year.
Cool, man. See you next time.